Hello all and welcome to Jamie's Basic Backgrounds, our YouTube series that you can find on our YouTube channel, Crafting with Jamie Rodgers and Craft Mania. If you haven't already been on our YouTube channel, please do pop over there and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. On our Basic Backgrounds video, what we're going to do is show you a technique that you can create really simply and bring into your paper crafting styles. All of the products I'm going to share with you on this video are of course available from Craft Mania. Our website is www.craftmaniacrafts.com. We're a UK based company and anytime you spend over £5 your P&P is completely free. We do also ship internationally and you can find out how that works on the website. Now for our background we're going to be creating with Cosmic Shimmer Pearl Tints. Now Pearl Tints are an incredible product. They were launched in 2021 and we have several different colourways. They've come out in 2 different releases. On the website you can buy them all as individual bottles or you can buy them in bundle packs as well from their releases, which saves you even more money. Now what we're going to be doing to begin with, a bit like the card I just shared with you, we're going to be doing some tone on tone effects. So I've got a piece here of our foundations cardstock in a lovely red shade and I'm going to bring in our hearty red pearl tints. Now pearl tints, when we remove the nozzle or lid, they have an ultra fine nozzle which are perfect for going in and creating different effects with. Now what we're going to be doing with this one is we're going to work in a swirly motion. Now I'm not worried about if I go off the edge of the card and onto the paper. I'm not worried about if the lines start and stop. In actual fact I quite like that. But we're just going to do some really random swirls. Once we've done our swirls we're going to go in and because we have that ultra fine nozzle we're just going to plop a few little blobs around the edges of the circles. Now obviously this style lends itself to many different versions and with so many colours available we don't have to be working on tone. We could do some really interesting mixes including multiple colours or changing the colour of our background. That is of course our red version using the hearty red. I'm going to show you here a completed panel of that. Slightly different red undertone of card here, but we can see that that actually gives you a different effect as well. So really play around with the colours of tone of card and the colours of tone of your lovely pearl tints. So after I've shown you the red, I also thought it'd be really fun to show you one of our metallic colours. I'm going to pop that to one side and I'm going to bring in a piece of our gold cardstock. Now this is a pearl card, which again is going to give you that really lovely shimmer underneath the actual product. We're also going to bring in our pearl tint of course, and this one is Golden Opulence. And we're going to do exactly the same again. I'm going to do some swirls going on and off of the card. Now if I was doing this to use, I would make sure that I was using a slightly larger piece of card than I actually need, so I can go in and trim off any areas that I want to. Once again I'm going to add in a few dots, just because I think the dots give that sort of original feel. It also makes it look slightly more grounded, makes it look more intentional, my design. I do get a bit carried away with this, so we could be here a while, so I'm going to stop. But it's just a really fun way to dress up your swirls, dress up your panels. Again, I have one of these that I've already done and let dry, and this is the gold. So again, I've worked on a piece of A4 card, so you can see a slightly larger design. Obviously, depending on how you wish to, you can be more intricate with your design or more spread out, depending on what you're going to be doing with them. So we'll pop the gold panel to one side as well. I'll pop this one out of the way to dry. Dry time on these, I would imagine about an hour roughly, mostly because of the size of the dots. There's quite a lot of product in that heap, so it is going to take a bit of time to dry. With this product, the dots do tend to flatten slightly as well, so don't be alarmed with that. You'll keep a roundish dot, but it will go slightly flatter, which is actually quite a nice effect. Next up what we're going to do is, because of course we've done a couple of swirly ones, I want to show you slightly different. We're going to work on some black cardstock this time and we're going to bring our colours in. So we're going to start off this time with bold blue, and instead of going for swirls we're going to go down in lines. Now it's up to you how frugal you wish to be with your product. I'm going off here slightly, more so than I did with my last creations or my last backgrounds. I'm not actually worried about that because I'm going to also talk to you about a tip and a way that we can use that product. Because it is water based, we can pick that up in many different ways. We could, if we wanted to, bring in literally some water on a paintbrush and actually use that as a paint, taking off these pieces and working with them. Oh, this is nice. This is very teenagery, isn't it? Very manly, teenagery boy. I quite like this one. With the 2 different shades of blue and the silver. The blue, by the way, is Teal Dream. Let's go in with some Golden Opulence, actually, and complete them sort of lines. I don't actually mind when I'm doing the lines, by the way, if they cross over or if they're not complete. I think that's quite good fun. And again, I'm going to go in with a few dots to ground what I've been doing with the lines. I don't mind if the dots hit the line. I don't mind if they're not equally spaced. It really is quite random what I'm doing here. I also know that depending on the project I'm working on, I can cover up any bits I don't like, which is always quite a nice, reassuring ability. I'm going to dot a few down here as well, and we're going to go up to the top here, and then we'll bring in just a few pearl ones from the teal as well. So really play around with this. Anyway, I could get very carried away. We could be here for hours. But play around with them, make up your backgrounds. And of course, you've got that really sort of modern background now that you could work with and create with. If you were to bring in the reds, the greens, the golds, this could look very festive. While they're wet, of course, if you wanted to sprinkle over some ultrafine glitter, that could give you quite a nice sparkle to them as well. So do think about playing around with effects like that. I also have a couple more here that I'm going to share with you of ones I've already created. So actually, before we do that, let's talk a little bit about the waste on the mat as well. This is one, so when I'm doing this in my craft room, I don't tend to work on paper. I will work directly on a glass cutting mat or like this plastic mat. Any product I have on here, if I just mist it with water, I can then pick it up and create backgrounds with it. And all that mica will show up nicely on black card. So you can play around with this. I could then emboss this and go over the top with some metallic polishes or some flakes, something like that. You could also do this on white card and have that sort of background as well. Just gives you a very arty background if you literally mist with water and lay your card down and sort of swish it about, a bit like you would do with inks. Couple of different colours as well for you. So this one's obviously using one of our blue shades of card and one of our blues in our pearl tints. We then have one of our teal versions as well. And then just to show you a mirror card version, because it doesn't always have to be tone on tone, and we can mix our colours on mirror card as well, so that could be quite nice for children's cards. And then I've got a larger panel done on the black card with the lines and dots as well. So really play, just play, be creative, play around with them. And if you're looking at them and thinking, well, how am I going to use that on my cards? I like to think this is quite a nice example, how we can literally match in our colours coming through the levels. So we have our background shade used in a couple of places to really ground it, but we've got that pearly, dotty, swirly effect just sneaking out underneath our layers to give us a different idea. Now hopefully you've enjoyed looking at this technique with these products. On our Jamie's Basic Backgrounds, coming up or possibly already released depending on where we're watching this one, you'll also find techniques where you can make stripy backgrounds with this product, and we also have one as well giving you a sort of mottled background effect. So do have a little look through all of the Jamie's Basic Background videos. Now as always, I hope you've really enjoyed today's video. If you have taken inspiration from this, if this has set your crafting mojo off, we would love to share with us what you've been creating. Please jump onto our Facebook group, which is called Create with Craftmania and Jamie Rodgers. Become a member, it's ever so simple, it's just a couple of questions, and you can share with us all of your creations using Craftmania products, and we would love to see what you've been doing, so please do jump on there. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course check out all of the products and over 10,000 more items on the Craftmania website. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next Jamie's Basic Backgrounds. Bye for now.